Hello students, let us start our discussion about Kirchhoff rule. In electrostatic and the current electricity, the current flowing through any circuit containing resistors and cells, there are two rules provided by Kirchhoff. First is known as junction rule and second one is known as loop rule or loop law. So, what is junction rule? It basically provides what will be the net current meeting at any node. Suppose that in any circuit, here is a node and different wires are connected to that node. Suppose that one wire, second, third and fourth, and if different currents are coming or going from this node, coming towards or going away from this node, then what will happen? The algebraic sum of the electric current meeting at this node. This basically provides with the help of the junction rule. In this, if we see that current I1 coming towards the node and I2 is also coming towards the node, I3 is also coming towards the node and I4 suppose that is going away from the node, then the algebraic sum of the electrical current will always be equal to 0. This is the junction rule. The algebraic sum of the electric current meeting at any node is always equal to 0. So, if we assume the nature of current I1, I2, I3 as positive because it is coming towards the node and I4 as negative because it is outgoing from the node. So, we can rewrite it as I1 plus I2 plus I3 minus of I4 is equal to 0. This is the junction rule provided by Kirchhoff. Okay. Now, we come to the second rule provided by Kirchhoff, that is known as loop law. It basically provides what will be the total change in the electric potential across any loop, and that is easily provided by a rule that is known as loop rule and also given by the Kirchhoff. And in this we are seeing that the algebraic sum of the change in potential, the algebraic sum of the change in electric potential across any loop is always equal to 0. This is loop law, and the algebraic sum of the electrical current meeting at any node is equal to 0. This is junction rule. This is junction rule and this one is the loop rule. Let us understand what is practical meaning of the loop rule. Suppose that we have a circuit in which there are more than two resistors are connected, R1 whose value is 10 ohm and another resistor R2 whose value is 5 ohm, and they are connected with a single voltage source of 10 volt. Then what will happen when the switch is on? Then there is a current set up through the resistors, and when there is a current and whose value is I, then there is a potential drop across this resistor, that value have equal to IR1, and the potential drop across this resistor will be IR2. Then all these two resistances must be assumed to be sink, which drops the potentials, and the battery or cell is considered as the source of the potential that provides the energy or source for the running of current. So, if we write the loop rule for this loop, then we find out what will be the source of the potential, that is V, sigma of V minus IR is equal to 0. This is the second form of this rule. Change in potential means the source of the potential minus sink, that is drop of potential in the loop. So, this is it means the total algebraic sum of the source minus total algebraic sum of the sink is always equal to 0. This can also read written as sigma of V minus sigma of IR is equal to 0. So if we explain it for the circuit, then we get V minus IR1 plus IR2 is equal to 0. So we can take I common from both sides, and if we put the value of V as 10 volt and value of R1 is 10 ohm, R2 is 5 ohm, then 10 equal to 10 minus I equal to 10 plus 5 is equal to 0. So from here we get the value of I is 10 by 15, 10 by 15, that is 2 by 3 ampere. So what will be the value of the electric current flowing through the circuit? This will be equal to 2 by 3 ampere. Okay, let us take another example to understand Kirchhoff's loop rule. Suppose that this is a resistance R1 whose value is 10 ohm, and here is a battery whose potential is 10 volt plus minus, and here is another resistance R2 which is a 5 ohm, and there is a resistor of and another source of potential 5 volt and another resistor whose value is 10 ohm. Okay, suppose that this terminal is known as A, B, C and D. Then what will be the net electric current flowing through this circuit? Since we know that according to loop rule, the net change in the electric potential across any circuit is always equal to 0. So it means sigma of source of potential minus sigma of sink of potential is always equal to 0. Now what things acts as a source and what things acts as a sink? Because the battery acts as a source and resistors acts as a sink. So suppose that our direction of the loop is A, B, C, D. It means if we take a loop in clockwise direction, A, B, C, D. Okay, so the battery sources are cells which supports the producing of current in the direction of the loop acquired. They are considered as positive, but the potential source which opposes the direction of loop, that may be considered as negative. So in this case, suppose that if we take A, B, C, D as the direction of loop, then this potential acts as positive source and this one provides a current in this direction that opposes the loop. So this can be taken as positive and this one is taken as negative. So we can write it as sigma of V, that is 5, that can be taken as positive, and 10 taken as negative, minus of sigma IR. Suppose that there is a current flowing through across the loop. Suppose that, for example, if we take the direction of the current is clockwise, but as we know that the potential of a source is larger than the second, so net current will be anti-clockwise direction. But suppose that for instant of time the current is flowing through clockwise direction, then the direction of the current is along the direction of the loop acquired. So the current flowing through first resistor can be taken as IR1 and acts as a sink. This will be considered as IR2. This will also considered as a sink. This will be also considered as sink, and the potential drop across this resistor will be IR3. The potential drop across this resistor will be IR4. Okay, so all the sinks, that is sigma IR, will be equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3 plus IR4. So we can take common I from each term, and the value of R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4, that is always equal to 0. So from here we get minus of 5 minus I into, if we put the value of R1, R2, R3, R4 at here, then 10, 5, 15 and 10, 25 and 10, 35. So this will be equal to 35 is equal to 0. Then what will be the value of I? The value of I will be equal to minus of 5 by 35. 5 by 35. It means minus 1 by 7 ampere. Here the minus sign indicates that the direction of the current is opposite as we considered in the circuit. We are considering that the direction of the current is clockwise, but here in calculation it is coming that the negative sign of the current. So it means the direction of the current flowing through this circuit will be anti-clockwise. Okay, the current is flowing through in this direction, and the amount of the current which flows through the circuit is will be equal to 1 by 7 ampere. Okay, you can solve different types of numerical problems based on the Kirchhoff's rule and solve it. Thank you. Have a nice day.